couples in the room, and I'm a little jealous because I met a girl in Texas, and I was going to fly her into the show, but her flight was canceled, so I guess we're going to have that kid. And, you know, yeah, let it out. You got that one. I know you like that. Yeah, that's all right. That joke's about flying, everyone. Yeah. Everyone hates a connecting flight. Worst connecting flight I ever had was 3 years ago. Yeah, it was Wuhan to Brazil to Florida. And, yeah. Got on with a scratchy throat, got off with a high fever. Didn't think much of it. Got on a mega bus and hit Washington, D.C. I was just in Washington, D.C., and I got to tell you, it is so much different from when I stormed it. You know, I know how I look. Come on, guys.
I watched some of the Attell special again. It is just, he's a
so
joke
machine.
monster. Just non-stop.
It's only
joke. I love it.
It's 40 minutes, but it's so tightly packed with punchlines that you can watch it again and again and catch things you didn't catch the
You
first
just can't
time.
catch your breath.
Yeah.
I mean, where'd he do this? Sacramento? I think he makes reference to it.
I think it was
in
in the Bay Area, but I think,
Okay.
and that's why like Sacramento was the punching bag for that area.
I thought he hit them with that because that's where they were.
Yeah.
I didn't check to see where he recorded.
Because that's
It's
why
in a
at the
club
end there's
and-
the seals because he's playing the flute. It makes everybody else play the recorder.
Unbelievably, I think it's Dave Attell's first Netflix special, right?
He did. No, he did the Road Dog one.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, that was on Netflix, I believe. What
This
was that
one
one
is-
called?
I don't know. This one is called Hot Cross Buns.
That one's great because it's him in different cities. And
Okay.
like, it's really good. And then he did Bumpin' Mics too.
Okay.
As well, so.
But it's just, listen, I like jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I love jokes. And there's a lot of comedians I like who are, telling stories and there's jokes interspersed. But Attell is just boom, 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 boom.
Just
never
relentless.
lets up. There's
Just
no
relentlessly funny.
God. So good. So Hot Cross Buns is on Netflix right now. Hey, Dick.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
How are you doing, Dick?
I'm doing good. I was telling Poundcake, one of the radios, I won a little money on the Super Bowl, and man, I've had that was one of the best bets I ever made, and I got a pretty good sum, and I went out and bought a lot of.
Dick, you won a what?
I won sort of a contest, like.
I thought you said a bunny.
No, a contest that I predicted the Chiefs would beat San Francisco, and one of my other friends, Dave from Dayton, won it, and one of my friends there that.
Did you win money?
I've been down. Yeah, I won a little bit of money.
How much did you win?
Take a guess.
If you feel comfortable telling us. Is it in the hundreds of dollars?
$100.
$100. So it's in the hundred of dollars.
Someone's on Easy Street.
Yeah. And I also got a call from one of my friends down in Dayton, was Dave, Christy, and Jeff. That's one of the big high hearts, and they talked to me on the air, and I got on the air and saying, "Oh no!" And this is a rock. I say Karina. Oh, geez. There's people in Kroger thought I was a little bit loose, but they enjoyed it. I sit there. People were buying me coffee, but I had a good time, and it was nice.
Maybe we don't need a phone screener. Maybe we don't need phones.
I think that's great. Listen, what are you going to do with that $100?
I'm going to save it. I've been buying. We have to start in our band. We have to start wearing black or a dark colored shirt and a vest. They have the vest that I wanted. I found a red and green one and a couple armbands that we wear. So we're going to be wearing the spiffy stuff. And I found a straw hat at Burlington this year, so I'll be wearing. But it's kind of neat. But so what I was going to say, and also I get free my college courses at Sinclair since I've been doing a lot of homework, and humanities and technology. The guy's funny. He says, Dick, you really, you do a lot of homework, and you seem to like people, and I'm glad, but I've been pretty happy about all this. But I think I should send you guys some nice stuff, too, for what you let me on the air, but say hello to Mary. But I just wanted to say life is good with me, buddy.
Do you have any parting words for Poundcake? He's leaving the show tomorrow.
Oh, no. Really? God bless him. I loved him, man.
He's being euthanized.
He is?
Yeah, he's taking the coward's way out, Dick.
Well, who's going to be who's going to produce now?
Well, I'm the producer. He's my phone screener. That's the...
Yeah, who's going to get for phone screener?
Well, what are you doing afternoons between 2 and 6:30?
Vito.
I'd love to come up. I would. I really would. I don't know much about it, but as much as I, I heard talk to me about this, even my friend Jeff and Christy, and you guys, I'd love to be a phone screener. Of course, I could play as a musician, couldn't I?
How would you answer my phones? Give me an example of your expertise in that area.
The Alan
Nope.
The Alan Cox Show. Who's this?
Dick, you stumbled on my name only a couple of syllables in. Could I change my name to make it easier for you?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Alan Cox Show on 100.7. Can I help you, sir?
See, I thought with
Alvin, Bill, and Mary. How's that sound?
I thought with Dick's quarter century of expertise in the retail sector that he'd be able to interface with our customers in a more meaningful way.
Really? But, it's nice, all of you,
No,
Bill
I get
came,
it.
Mary came.
Yeah.
It's so cool, I've never, I still talk to people about Mary, and 107, I was telling Jeff and Christy.
Well, Dick won $100.
I feel like I deserve $100.
I feel like we all deserve $100 right now. He should have split that 3 ways and Venmo'd each and every one of us.
Literally, whatever coffee I had this morning literally just depleted from my body.
Well, that's all right. It's okay. Well, there's Dick. I knew he had zero idea of anything that was actually happening here, and so that's why I wanted to spring that on him and see what he would say. And, of course, his response was predictably unintelligible. But $100. Because my screen said, because I'm sure this is what he told Cody, my screen said, Dick's on the phone, Dick got rich this week. He got rich. And I thought, well, obviously that's all relative, means different things to different people. I certainly didn't think that it was as little as $100. I thought maybe he'd go, man, I fell ass backwards into a great bet, and I ended up with $750. That wasn't the case. But thank you, Dick. Do appreciate it. Paul listens in Belleville, Michigan on the iHeartRadio app, and he texts, is Dick having a stroke or am I?
His are contagious.
Yeah, can you catch a stroke? I know you can catch a body if you find yourself in the midst of some ne'er-do-wells. And again, there are people who aren't able to listen all day, every day, and the top line clickbait here is that Poundcake's last show with us is tomorrow because he got himself a 9-to-5 job that pays more. And I assume you got the bennies and the PTO, right?
Yep.
Yeah, good for you. Because his position, as outsized as he made it, his position is a part-time position. And, he's living by himself now. And It's time for baby bird to leave the nest.
Buy some new furniture. I'm going to finally set up the shelf in the bathroom that I've had for like a year. I didn't bother to put up because I was like, I don't have anything to put on it. My apartment is just, it looks like it has the necessities, but it doesn't look put together, if that makes sense. It doesn't look homey.
Sure.
So my mom got me a bathroom shelf that goes over the toilet. And I was like,
It's still in the box.
It's still in the box.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have like 3 fresh towels that I interchange. And then I buy like 2 or 3 rolls of toilet paper. It's not enough to fill a shelf, so it's still gonna look empty. So I might as well wait till I can fill it with stuff. I'm gonna have some candles and some essential oils up there to make it look more put together.
Well, the hardest thing of putting something like that together is making sure that you don't buy any inessential oils.
No, they'll all be essential.
Now, again, I'm no oil aficionado, so I would have to rely on someone else's expertise to tell me which ones were essential and which ones were inessential.
I just want unnecessary stuff in my apartment. Like everyone, like I'm tired.
Like books?
Well, yeah, books that you don't touch. Yeah, absolutely.
You want books for show.
You mean to tell me that all the people that have a bookshelf in their house that have books on it, you mean to tell me they've read every one of those books?
I've read all the books in my house that are mine.
You, but you're not a normal person.
How am I not a normal person?
You're not the average person.
I'm sure there are people that have way more books than I do.
My mom had a bookshelf, and this is my mother. I love her. My mom had a bookshelf when we were growing up. Never once. Maybe she had like the Bible in there, and I think she had like her mom's Bible. And
yeah,
like
most people who have that have never read it either, so I wouldn't feel bad about that.
She had like some Stephen King books, but it was a whole bookshelf, like 8 rows up, 8 rows down. Like it was like way too many books for anybody to read. So
Stephen King and the Bible. So she was really into fiction.
Damn it, Alice.
So what you're listen, I think a lot of people have books for aesthetic value, but if you're incredulous that people don't read all the books in their house, I've read all the books I have on shelves. I've read. Now I will say I don't really understand people who read books again. I've got a couple of books.
Well, I don't see
out of my hundreds that I've read more than once, but it's like I read it. But I know how it ends.
If that's how you get your entertainment, like people watch movies over and over again, people watch series over and over again because it's a comfort for them.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't tell you how many times I watch Surviving R. Kelly and People vs. O.J. Simpson, stuff like that.
Just wait till that Sean Combs documentary. It's going to be called Did He or Didn't He? Get it?
That's not even like what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the Aaron Hernandez.
There already was one.
No,
he wants like a new one.
This
that
is
gets
the
him all
one
horned up.
that Ryan Murphy's producing.
Oh,
this is the
because
reenactment.
Yeah,
American Crime Story. Is that what they're doing?
American Crime Story, and Patrick Schwarzenegger's playing Tim Tebow, and they have like a no-name actor for Aaron, but. I hate that I'm watching. I hate that I'm a sucker for it because this is against everything I stand for. Like, they're exploiting.
What do you stand for?
That's crazy that there's an actor named Patrick Schwarzenegger. Like, that's just so random.
He's actually good, though. He did a wild movie called Daniel's Not Real a few years ago that's really good. But he's in The Boys. Gen V. Patrick Schwarzenegger. Yeah, how did he get into the business?
Right, just... very random that 2 guys that probably aren't related have that same name.
Mm-hmm. Well, luckily he got his mom's looks. Well, okay, so the Aaron Hernandez, when is that going to be out? When is the fictionalized version of...
I don't know when it will be out, but I know they were in production when I announced it on the sports break. But
okay,
again, I hate it because they're
close to the last sports break. Or the...
Yeah, last sports break.
Yeah, last sports break, 5:30 today. I love kids who are lauded as entrepreneurs, even though they have rich parents, and so plenty of startup cash. Like Patrick Schwarzenegger's story is, at 15, he started a clothing line. Oh, did he?
As a hobby.
Did he? Did he start a clothing line?
I called my mom's agent.
Yeah, his mom's one of the Kennedys. And his dad's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Was the governor of California.
Right. And pretty popular one, too.
Yeah.
We started after school.
He's got to be like top box office earner of all time, like around there, like top
Schwarzenegger?
5 probably, right?
Oh, I'm sure he is, yeah. Like in what his movies have grossed.
yeah.
That documentary on him on Netflix was great.
I loved it. That
Yeah,
was very
It was
good.
very entertaining.
I watched the one that's like lover, stalker, killer last night.
Haven't seen that.
That one's wild.
I don't think we watched
I think
that.
we talked about that when it happened.
It sounds
when
like
it all
something-
came together.
Oh, yeah, the auto mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a wild story.
That's and it took place in Omaha. I'm like, I was just there. It was great.
They didn't have any. They didn't have any monuments to the story or anything.
No.
A plaque. Here's where.
I didn't get to go at many places because I mean we were kind of in and out. It wasn't a long weekend, and we were trying to avoid downtown because of all the March Madness.
Oh,
The madness.
there is a lot of madness
Mm-hmm.
this month.
Hey, Alan, this is Max. Calling because you guys were talking about inappropriate school assignments for have to do with slavery. I remember going to Catholic school, and I was in 8th grade, and we went to Hale Farm in Bath, Ohio, and we went on an experience, a slave experience. We were sold, escaped, and we had the full slave experience. We were actually put up on a chopping block, and they inspected our hands for calluses to see which slaves we would keep. And these were all 8th graders, mind you. And wouldn't you know it, the only black kid in our class got picked to be a slave and sold.
I don't believe that.
This is interesting because this was like 2002, wasn't that long ago? I don't think that kind of thing would fly nowadays, but Catholic school is crazy. Love me, love you, hate some people, hate the show. Bye.
I mean, I don't know. I doubt he's making that up, but like, I just never understand the thought process behind those.
All a black mom has to do is complain and sue the school for racism. Like even back then, they would sue for something like that. Like purpose.
Maybe she did.
Like that's like
I
overt
mean, that's not part of his
racism.
story, but maybe she did.
And I went to Hell Farm too.
But like
and I don't remember
Catholic-
that slave experience.
I was going to say the slave experience. I mean,
I don't remember that.
you
at all.
know, parochial schools were, it was like the Wild West. They were doing whatever the hell they wanted to do. But I went to Catholic school, you know, K through 12, and we never did anything even close to that.
The slave experience.
Yeah, what the hell does that mean? But again, he was referring to a story we were talking about where those parents said their 5-year-old brought an assignment home that said, which kid, you know, slave auction. I'm like, why is that still a thing? I don't understand how anybody would come. You've missed a lot of other lesson plans when you're setting up the field trip. What is Hale Farms?
It's
This is a regular field trip place?
Yeah, this is like a farm where they have a bunch of reenactors, so they try to make it seem like a farm that would exist in the
it's like
1800s or whatever.
trapped in
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
So
I
there's
see.
like a blacksmith,
Like Colonial Williamsburg?
Yeah.
That-
Yeah, everyone
oh, yeah.
talks with the old timey accent, and everyone wears a bonnet and skirts down to their ankles.
So
Were
I
they
guess
called skirts back then?
antebellum South is not what they were focused on then, I guess, with the slave experience.
Well, they do have like the Confederate soldiers there, but again, I
At
don't,
Hale Farm?
like I'm looking at videos of like the stuff that they do there. They have the reenactments and stuff.
Oh,
But
okay. I don't know.
but
I
I
don't
don't-
remember any like war reenactment stuff. I just remember it was more like day-to-day life kind of thing, like milking cows and making butter and stuff like that.
it just seems
And then
as though
Blacksmith was always the highlight because it's hot metal.
it just seems as though that would be a far too obvious thing. They're not gonna pull out the black. They're gonna at least make it seem like, oh, we're not singling out the black person. We want everyone to feel like they're a slave in this reenactment. Like, you know, I
At the very
guess,
least, you want some like local Sydney Sweeney looking girl churning butter.
the noise.
I'm gonna break, and when we get back, I'll have those Autorama tickets for you. That starts